Hey gamers, it's Kristin and I have a brush review video for you guys today. So I travel a lot for work, and I know if you're just happening upon this video, first of all, welcome. Please join us, subscribe. And if you are an oldie but a goodie, then you know that I travel a lot for work. And and I have been almost every other or every week here for quite some time. So I have two of everything. I have done that since I started traveling for work. I have skincare that's just pre-packed, makeup that's pre-packed, brushes that are pre-packed. But I take them out every once in a while to wash them, and I forgot them one time. A couple weeks back. No, that's not true. It's almost like a month or a month and a half now. So what I did was I had to go buy brushes. I had makeup. I really had nothing with me to put makeup on. I didn't even have a sponge tip applicator. So I went back out. If you follow me on Instagram and watch my Instagram story, you saw that I did that. I went out to Target and I bought some brushes, and then there were some things that I felt like were missing, and so I went to Ulta the next day. Now, if I didn't have a YouTube channel in which I could do a review video on brushes, I maybe would not have spent as much as I did on brushes. So let's just get that out there before everybody comes to me and says I spent too much money on replacement brushes that I may not use. I really felt like it was a good opportunity to do a review on some brushes that I hadn't tried before. So the first set that I picked up, or that I grabbed, was the Sonia Kashuk Professional Collection Charcoal Brush Set. Now, I am not sure if this exact set is available, but I was asking everybody on live, and they really wanted to hear my opinion. I did an Instagram live this morning. They really wanted to hear my opinion on the brushes, because I guess some of these brushes you can buy individually. Whatever I can find, I will link below for you. So the first brush in there was a flat top kabuki. And you know what, actually, before I go through this, I'm going to show you what I bought the very first time. I bought that brush set. I bought the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush, and then I bought a Sonia Kashuk single brush, and it was a blending crease brush. I'll explain these as I kind of go along, but I did want to show you. If I remember right, there's one I'm not sure at which point I bought it, but if I remember correctly, this is what I bought to start with. Yes, it is. I'm sure it is. Okay. So the flat top powder brush. This did work well. I tried it for foundation. I tried it for liquid foundation. Didn't love that application at all. I tried it with powder, and I liked that a little bit better, especially a powder foundation. There's some density to it, but it just did not apply liquid foundation the way that I like it to be applied. I felt like it left lines, but it really did do a nice job of buffing in a powder foundation. So this brush, I would consider, like if I was buying singly, I think that's my best way to give you guys some value in this video, is to tell you whether I would buy this brush singly. I would, but I guess I'm a little bit torn, because it was fine it was fine, but it wasn't my favorite. So I'm not sure. I guess I don't know exactly how to make sure I'm giving you guys good information here, but it was fine. It worked okay. I think, in the set, by the way, I believe was $35, and you got 10 brushes, which isn't bad. So actually, you know what, for $3.50, maybe we'll break it down like that. For $3.50, I would purchase this brush. Because I really did like how it blended in my powder foundation. Okay, the next was this angled blush brush, and it says on here, specifically says, for powder blush. This, in my opinion, is just too dense. I could see this, and I haven't tried, but I could see this working well for maybe a cream blush, blending that, a cream contour. It's so dense that it does not, it's one of those brushes, and you've all tried one, I'm sure, I'm not the only one, where if you try to apply blush with it, it just stays right where you put it. There's no blending it because it's shoved, you know what I'm saying? So this is not one, I don't like that brush at all, not my favorite. The next was the medium powder blush. So this is the one that I tried, you can see. I didn't wash these. I don't know why. I didn't wash them. All right, it's fine. So this one has a little more give to it. This one, however, I think would work better for contour. You can get it to kind of, if you're very light-handed, and really it just, I don't know, there's just something about these bristles and how many of them there are. It doesn't have a lot of give to it when you're trying to blend. So this one is not one that I would purchase on its own. This one, however, was really nice. This is called the Tapered Highlight Brush. So it looks like that. And these, by the way, I should have showed you. These are the handles on this kit. They're nice. They're, you can hear that little ASMR for you. Anyway, so they're nice. They're a shorter length, so they are nice for travel. And they did come in this plastic bag, or this, you know, like reusable bag as well. So this really nice for contour. You can use this for blush. I think it's what I ended up doing the day when I just had these for blush, these brushes. You could use this for blush because there is some give to it, and then it works nicely for a highlight as well. So this one, I would purchase this for $3.50. It's a good multi-purpose. It's a little small for me. I don't love applying a blush like that, but it worked and it served the purpose. So this brush in the kit is the reason why I bought the other crease brush. So this is the crease brush, and this is just what I find a lot of drugstore kits, and even some high-end kits for that matter, think like this is a good crease brush. This, look how dense this is. I don't want the kind of crease brush that I want. Let me just grab my Smith 232. This is the kind of crease brush I prefer. See how fluffy that is? And it's really going to help you, you know, blow out that crease, especially when you're laying down a transition color. This is not going to blend anything. It just doesn't. Maybe on younger eyes, but on 46-year-old eyes, almost 47, heaven help me, it doesn't blend anything. Now, this would work and did work for application of, I used Panteley Paint Pot as a primer over my other primer, and it works well for that because these, I'm certain these are synthetic. I didn't actually look. Let me look. Yes, it says cruelty-free 100% synthetic brushes. So, I mean, that's part of the deal as well. But you can make, I've used a synthetic brush that works better in a crease than this one does. But like I said, for Painterly, because it's synthetic, you can use this for cream product, and it would work and did work well for that. So, and actually, I'm going to set that over here because I want to put that back in my travel bag because I don't have a synthetic, what is the word? Synthetic brush in there. Okay, moving on. Number 6. This was the large eyeshadow brush, and it is very large. This is a MAC 227 to give you a rough idea. So this is a nice brush for, you could kind of blow out, that's what I did. I tried to, you know, really, because there's a little more give to it than other brush, kind of put down my transition color, sort of blow it out a little bit. You could also use it up under your brow to kind of blend that with your highlight color. It's a good for an all-over wash. So this is one that I would pay $3.50 for this brush by itself. The small eyeshadow brush, that's this worked just fine for laying down your lid shade. Words are hard. Your lid shade. However, I really prefer one that is a little bit thinner. See how this is a little bit thicker and this is a little bit thinner? I prefer this style. This is a MAC 239. I just feel like it picks up color better and it places color better. But in a pinch, this one would work. And again, $3.50. I would pay $3.50 for that. This I call a bullet brush. What do they call it? A tapered crease brush. This is teeny tiny, y'all. Here's a pencil brush just to kind of give you a rough idea. So this, you could place color in your crease with it, but it's not really gonna blend much. And this is, I think this is the one I didn't use. Of all of them, I think this is, now it's got color on it because I just put it in my own eye, but it's just one of those things where, here, let me try to grab a shade. All right, I grabbed some shadow on this. Let me just see if I can. You can see how it's going to, it just doesn't really move it around. I'm not sure if that was the fairest shade for me. I don't know. I just don't love this type of brush, but you know, it was part of the kit and whatever. So I would not buy that one. And then this brush, I love this kind of brush for any use. It's, you know, $3.50 is a good price to get this. This is a smudge brush, so it's just a little one. This is great for working shadow beneath your lash line. It's great for if you're gonna put shadow or liner on your upper lash line and wanna smudge this out. This is a nice style brush for that. And this is very nice. You can see it doesn't have too much give. There's enough density to it, but not too much density, so you really can, you know, put shadow beneath your lower lash line and get it nice and blended. This is a nice brush. And then this is an angled liner brush. These are a dime a dozen, really, in my opinion, depending on kind of what you're using it for. This you could use for brows or for liner. And I used it for liner, you know, the one day to test it out, and it worked just fine. So I don't use gel liner for the most part, and I don't use liquid, you know, liner, so I can't tell you for that, but for shadow, it worked just fine. So that is my opinion on the Sonia Kashuk set. I think there are some good brushes in there. I think there aren't. So individually, if you can indeed find those individually, I think some of those would really work well. And like I said, for the most part, it was okay. So one of the brushes I knew that it didn't have in there was a concealer brush. This, I can't remember if it's $3 or $4 now. I think these might have gone up to $4. But this is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. I have one of these here on my vanity that I absolutely love, so I was not upset about having to buy one. What's interesting though is that, let me see if I can find it here. They must have changed it just a little bit since I bought it. This is the one I've had forever. See, it's a little more tapered and this is a little more sort of flat. I realize this one is clean and this one isn't, but it just looks like it's changed a touch. It's a little bit taller, or it just was cut differently, I don't know, but I found it interesting. So this is a great brush. I mean, this is one of the first ones I grabbed and stuck in because I knew that I would need it for concealer, and I just love how it blends out concealer. So that one is for sure a winner. It's been one of my favorites for a very long time. And then this was the crease brush that I bought. I couldn't find one that, you know, in that section that was exactly like what I was looking for, like this. So this was the closest that I could find. I think this was $5 or $6. And it just had, there was a sample out there that I could feel a little bit. So I could feel that it had enough sort of, you know, give to it that I could actually blend. It's still really short bristles. For that sort of crease work, I really like a little bit longer bristle and not quite so dense to really, you know, blend out that crease. But this worked. It's a nice brush. I don't love it, but it's a nice brush and it worked in a pinch. I'm not sure how helpful that review was, but it's fine. It's just not my favorite. I'd rather spend a little bit more money and get something a little bit better, I guess. But I had what I had to work with. So when I got done with my makeup that day, I was like, okay, so I didn't have a good bronzer brush. I can't remember what I tried. I think I tried to use this brush for bronzer, and it worked a little bit, but it didn't really blend so much. And I didn't like anything for blush that I had. This, by the way, was a 5-night trip, if I remember correctly. And I didn't want to struggle for another, you know, 4 or 5 mornings or whatever. So I went to Ulta that night, and they had, a lot of times the Real Techniques brushes will be buy one, get one 50% off or something, and they were. So I grabbed this one. This is the Real Techniques 201 powder brush. So it's pinched, which is what I like. And my favorite bronzer brush is the Tom Ford bronzer brush. And you can see size and shape wise, these are very similar. And this has a nice, like, not too dense, so it's not gonna like put a bunch of bronzer right there that you can't blend. This was a really nice brush. I was really pleased with this brush. And actually, I can't remember what I have in there for bronzer right now, but I would take it out and put this in. Actually, I will take it out and put this in because I really like this. This is a great bronzer brush. And then the other Techniques brush, the other Real Techniques brush that I bought was one I bought for foundation. And this is the foundation blender. It looks like this, and this is great. What's funny is that I was just, at the time this was happening, I was falling in love with these brushes from BoxyCharm that are similar to the Artiste style, but you know, they don't have the, you can actually blend them like this instead of having to, like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is very similar to that, and you know, just as easy and to work with. And so I really like this. I have one of these in my, I have one of those, the one I just showed you from BoxyCharm. I have one in my travel, and I don't know that I'll change it out currently, but I would have no problem changing it out with this brush. So I do like this brush, and I will keep that. And then lastly, I really needed something for blush. So I bought, somebody had just told me, I think the day before, that they really liked this Ecotools Precision Blush Brush. So when I saw it, and it's beautiful. You can see how nice it is. As like size-wise, you can see how nice it really. Size-wise, it blends very nicely. And actually, I'll just kind of show you guys a little bit. I don't know. I feel like, if I can get this blush open, this is the Ciate blush. That's what I'm wearing today from BoxyCharm, and I just feel like it's really hard to open. So I'm just going to put on a little bit more. You can see it just blends very nicely. It doesn't pick up too much product, but you're not having to dip back in 100 times. Very, very nice. I really like it. It's a beautiful brush. So this one I would absolutely keep in. I can't remember what I have for blush in there. Actually, I think I have all of the Refer brushes currently is what I'm traveling with, and I love those as well. So I don't know. I need to change things up a little bit maybe. All right, so that is the review on the brushes that I bought in a pinch when I forgot my makeup travel brushes, or my travel makeup brushes. I hope that you found that helpful and it brought you a little bit of information, something valuable in there. On my face today, I'm wearing the Fenty foundation, the Born This Way concealer. I have a little of a Estee Lauder powder over the top of that. For blush, as I said, I'm wearing, no, I have to open it again. The Ciate blush. This is in the BoxyCharm. This is in marbled, it's a marbled light blush in dusk. It's beautiful. And on my eyes, I'm wearing the Bobbi Brown Luxe palette. And I am wearing these 3 shades right here. And then on my lips, I am wearing the Pillow Talk. It's this little one. I can never remember what the, honestly, I can never remember what the formula is, but I will link it below for you. It's delightful is what it is. All right, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. And in everything that you do and say, be beautiful. Bye.